was a close shave for these firefighters, working their way into the bush, but then having to run as a wall of flame raced towards them.
CFA is in the news every day. Incidents, brigade activities and community safety messages all make good news stories.
All across Victoria, people are interested in what CFA does, and one of the best places for them to find out is the media. It's also a great place for CFA to get important safety messages out to the public. That's why CFA members are encouraged to use print, TV and radio to communicate with the community.
News is any issue, event, activity, person or object that's of interest to other people. Like the boy whose mother called CFA to rescue him after he got a potty stuck around his neck.
With her toddler distressed and hyperventilating, Mum Esther called local firefighters who quickly came to the rescue.
Did you say cut off one bit?
They did, they cut it off.
The importance of news is determined by 5 key factors: timeliness, impact, other events, location and space. Do media outlets have a right to be at an incident? Absolutely. CFA's media policy, endorsed by the CFA board, says the community, through the media, has a right to be provided with accurate, relevant and timely information about CFA and its activities, especially on operational issues. CFA will take advantage of all forms of media, including social media, to maximise its reach to the community. Incidents, particularly bushfires, hazmat and structure fires, always attract media interest. The media will get their story with or without the assistance of CFA. By cooperating and actively assisting the media, including escorting them safely into an incident scene, they get the facts from CFA, a trusted source.
The most important thing for us is immediacy. We want good information, quick information. We need to talk to your people when there's a fire happening or when there's an intense fire danger. So when you're on the phone to us, as you are frequently in the summer months in particular, that good information and the quick information is vital to us.
For every set of facts and statistics and figures, one good story is always worth far, far more. So if you personalise it, if you say, look, CFA crews today rescued an 89-year-old woman who's lived in the same house for 56 years, but sadly her house has been burnt down and she's lost a lifetime of memories, and that's going to be a problem, but the most important thing is she's safe. To my way of thinking, to my ear, that's a much better yarn than someone coming on saying, an elderly woman was saved from a house fire in Cockatoo today, which doesn't tell you anything. It doesn't give you any of the colour. It doesn't give you any of the personality of what's involved.
So what happens when CFA doesn't assist the media? Well, media crews may try to enter a fireground or incident scene without the knowledge or assistance of CFA. This not only puts their safety at risk, but also the safety of emergency services personnel. It also risks the story becoming about how badly media were treated by CFA rather than how well we responded to the incident. And if we don't talk to the media, they'll simply seek someone else who will. They may provide incorrect information or even be critical of CFA.
Some residents packed their gear as firefighting choppers moved in. Air Crane Bluey, the most effective.
Journalists have 3 main priorities. Journalists operate on tight deadlines that can vary from less than an hour to later in the same day. It's important that you respond to journalists as soon as possible, even if the story is not favourable towards CFA. Otherwise, they may publish without our side of the story.
A CFA event is more likely to be covered by media if it happens early in the day. Mid-morning or late afternoon is ideal. Media want the basics: who, what, when, where and how. And they want footage, especially TV, because as the saying goes, a picture tells 1,000 words.
Traditional media can be divided into 4 types. Print is another word for a newspaper. Local, regional and suburban newspapers are CFA's most regular form of media contact. Increasingly, print, TV and even radio stories are being reported first on news websites and their social media accounts. Almost all media outlets, particularly newspapers, now have dedicated online reporters and coverage. Radio is the most immediate and accessible form of media communication, making it especially important during incidents and emergencies. During an incident, such as a bushfire or hazmat, where CFA needs to get important safety messages to the community quickly, local radio stations take priority. CFA incidents make great TV footage. This medium is a great avenue for community safety messages, as viewers can be shown what to do.
Ben McNair is in Bullara. And Ben, how far off is that fire front?
Good evening, Mitch. The town of Bullara is certainly under an immediate fire threat.
TV news crews are the most likely to actually turn up at an incident and want access to the scene or fireground because they need good vision. CFA policy is to escort media outlets where it is safe and when resources are available. Media crews must also have accreditation and appropriate personal protective clothing and equipment. In regional and outer suburban media outlets, most journalists are employed as general reporters and don't have a strong background in many of the issues they cover. While some journalists may believe they are the experts, they're not. You are. The news and media section of the CFA website is a great resource for CFA members and journalists alike. Regional media in particular regularly trawl news and media for story leads, content and pictures. If you have an interesting story to share, post it on Media and News. If media is unable to attend your event, take photos, write a story and post it. Let local media outlets know they can find the story there. More and more people are turning to social media like Facebook and Twitter for information. It's another valuable tool to send and receive potentially life-saving information during emergencies and tell the world what we're up to the rest of the time. The same rules about releasing information publicly to traditional media apply to social media. The best source of information for media is an interview with someone in the know. Here are some simple rules to make the most of the opportunity to talk to your community via the media. Have 2 or 3 clear things you want to say to media and weave these into your description of an incident and answers to questions. Key messages should be simple, clear and interesting. Practice them before an interview. Avoid using terms like "it seems that" or "I believe" because they reduce the impact of a firm statement. Be assertive. Present your material as fact, not opinion. Interviewers frequently use emotive words to get a response. Don't fixate on the question. Answer the negative with a positive. Never accept the premise of a journalist's question when it's wrong. Set the record straight. Otherwise, they could report the wrong information. Some interviewers are always looking for controversy, so keep your mind on what you want to say and stick to the topic. Always aim to finish the point you were making and then stop talking. Stay as calm and professional as you can. Journalists will often ask the same question over and over, so stay calm and answer the same way every time. Remember, to the rest of the world, an appliance is a toaster or washing machine. Talk about fire trucks and house fires. You are the expert and are there to give the facts. Answering, "I don't want to speculate on that," is a perfectly fine response when the facts are unknown. The media is not the audience, they're just the messenger. Remember, you're talking to ordinary members of the community. For TV in particular, good presentation is vital. Make sure you look the part. If in PPC or CFA uniform, ensure it's worn correctly and in line with regulations. Wearing a helmet is fine while at an incident. TV news deals in short, bite-sized chunks. Visual cues such as uniforms or a CFA logo immediately tell the audience who you are without taking up valuable time explaining it. Viewers listen with their eyes. A loud tie, crooked helmet or dangly earrings will distract viewers' attention from your message. When talking to a journalist, either in person or on the phone, everything you say to that reporter is on the record and can be attributed to you. Ending a conversation with, "By the way, that was all off the record," just won't cut it.
Getting the opportunity to talk to the community through the media is a privilege that many other organisations can only dream of. Taking those opportunities will hopefully mean a better informed and better prepared community. It could also save a life.